Welcome into another edition of Outside the SEC with LT. I'm Lance Taylor from Lance'sLog.com and the Jocks Roundtable, and each week we take you away from the Southeastern Conference and give you three big games across the country. Not only do we break these down, but we will also try to give you the winners versus the spread in Las Vegas. Coming up another 2-1 and actually 3-1 if we include our local bonus with the Auburn A&M game. We took that under. We still are looking to go a perfect 3-0 for you. This week we will mix it up with games from the Big 12, Big 10, Pac-12, and yes, once again, we will mix in some local flavor, so stay tuned for that. First, we start with a 2:30 ESPN matchup of the Big 12 as Baylor plays host to Iowa State. We had the Cyclones just a couple of weeks ago in the battle for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, and once again, Matt Campbell has a solid squad led by sophomore quarterback Brock Purdy. This Baylor program is really making strides under third-year head coach Matt Rule, from 1 win to 7 wins in year 2, and now in 2019 with a win over the Cyclones, Baylor could possibly be ranked next week. This Bear team is led by quarterback Charlie Brewer, who is completing 72% of his passes with 11 total touchdowns and no turnovers. The Bears have lost back-to-back games in this series, but I like this Baylor team in this spot catching points. Give me the Bears +3. Next, we head to Lincoln, Nebraska for a primetime ABC matchup between number 5 Ohio State and Nebraska. The Huskers were billed as one of the teams to watch coming into 2019 under second-year head coach Scott Frost, but they have been far from impressive in September. Although they sit at 3-1, they blew a double-digit lead in a loss to Colorado, and they were lucky to survive a bad Illinois team last weekend. Ryan Day's Buckeyes entered this game on a totally different level. Right now, the Buckeyes are outscoring opponents by an average of 53-9, led by transfer quarterback Justin Fields, who has 19 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers. This will be a juiced environment, but I just don't believe Nebraska can hang for a full quarters. I'll take the road favorite here, laying the 17. Finally, we head to Salt Lake for a Pac-12 matchup between two teams coming off excruciating losses. Utah fell to USC in a third-string quarterback in a one-possession game last Friday, and the Cougars had one of the biggest meltdowns in the history of college football as UCLA erased a 32-point deficit with less than 20 minutes remaining and shocked anyone and everyone who was up watching that game. A few things to look for in this one. First, Utah's best player, running back Zach Moss, will more than likely miss this matchup with a shoulder injury. Also, factor in Washington State has won and covered 4 straight in this series, and most importantly, Utah is now 0-6 against the number, their last 6 against air raid teams. Look for Anthony Gordon coming off his 9-touchdown performance against UCLA to continue to put up big numbers. Give me the Cougs +6. And to recap, we're taking Baylor, Ohio State, and finally Washington State. But before we go, we promised one local game, and for that we head to Jordan-Hare for a 6 p.m. matchup between Mississippi State and Auburn. Both teams coming to this one fresh off conference openers and big wins, but I was much more impressed in what Auburn was able to do in College Station, dominating that game for more than 3 quarters. Mississippi State continues to try and manufacture points with backup quarterback Garrett Schrader, and although I love his toughness, good luck versus this Tiger defense. I'll take Auburn -10.5. So there you go. Hopefully 4 winners to kick off week 5 of the college football season. Good luck. Have a great weekend. And check us out, Lance'sLog.com, and weekdays 6 to 10 on the Jocks Roundtable. I'm Lance Taylor, and this has been Outside the SEC with LT.